Yo, what is going on, guys? J.Yumeko here, and today we're back with some more The House in Fata Morgana. Now, last time we left off, we finally convinced Mel to hand us over his key, and now we are moving on to likely the Beast, but eventually we're going to get to Jacopo / the Lord as well. And things are probably about to get a lot tougher here. So we somehow managed to come in clutch with Mel. We have 3 days to get this shit done, and we have used up a day. So yeah, we got stuff to do. Let's go. All right. Oh yeah, and so if you guys missed it, last episode we kind of got. Our aim was basically to get a better understanding as to why Mel was helping with all of this. And basically, from what I understood is that, at first he did kind of just want to get to know Morgana better. But then the Beast basically threatened him and said, "Hey, you know what? If you don't help me get to Morgana, I'm gonna kill your sister." And so he never actually wanted to do any of it, but he was being threatened the whole time. So even after they had gotten to Morgana, it was a thing of you can either stay and work with us under our supervision, or we'll still go ahead and kill you. So admittedly, he was in a very bad spot. So we can't, I guess, in a way, you can't necessarily hold it against him for doing what he had to do to protect his sister and himself. But so let's keep on going. Well, it looks like that's one problem solved. They finally reached the point in their relationship where they belong. If she could have come to terms with herself sooner, come to an understanding with him, then maybe she could have reeled in her ideals before she lost control of them. Yeah, maybe. This Nelly and the other Nelly seem to be of the same essence. They both have somewhat excessive love for their brothers, and that expressed itself by transforming him into a prince. If she could have done the same thing as she did here, then maybe their tragedy could have been avoided. This is before then, though. Since they were able to fix things up in this life, maybe it'll have a positive effect on their next. This could change the future. They may share the same souls, but they lived in completely different times. Do you really think something like this could have any effect on the lives of people hundreds of years from now? There's no way to be certain, of course, but considering how tightly the two seem to be bound, I doubt it will have no effect. That's another question that we have to ask, is what we're doing going to have any kind of effect, or is this all kind of symbolic rather than literal? I hope it has some effect. Giselle. I was there, in the mansion as it all happened, and I just stood by and watched. I feel so guilty about that. If I'd done something, then maybe it wouldn't have turned out like that. I hate what I was then. What I was until just recently. From the memories left imprinted throughout the mansion, I showed you bits and pieces of their lives, and as I told you their tale, the only thing I contributed was disparaging commentary. I don't feel like you were that critical of them. I absolutely was. I talked about them like they were somehow beneath me. Yes, you did occasionally offer an opinion on someone or something you showed me behind the doors. But the fact that you were mostly detached from the events there is what allowed me to get to the core of their characters. If you hadn't been in the position you were, so you could tell me the story the way you did, I would never have been able to talk them into helping. You contributed more than criticism. Your words weren't for nothing. They made this possible. It makes me feel a lot better, hearing that from you. And if you still regret your inaction, then make up for it now by taking action here, and have faith that it will bear fruit in their next lives. I will. I wonder if Morgana might have a change of heart too. It's not like Mel wanted to bring her so much pain. He deeply regrets what he did, so maybe she won't bear quite as much resentment for him when she learns that.
Yes, I know what you're going to say. If that was enough to assuage her, she wouldn't have held on to her hatred for all those hundreds of years. Still, though, I hope it does something for her, however small.
As do I. Excuse me.
It's, gotten pretty late, so I'm going to take Nellie back to the cottage.
Okay.
If you have some secret plan to get the other 2 keys, could you fill me in on it tomorrow?
Sure.
Also, I could get you another room if you wanted. This one isn't the nicest.
Ah, no, it's fine. I've come to realize I'm more at home in less comfortable environments.
Michael, am I just imagining it, or was that as depressing as it sounded?
That's not quite what I was going for.
Well, anyway, if you're fine with it, suit yourself. Say, I've got one huge lingering question, if you wouldn't mind enlightening me.
Yes?
Why would you go to such lengths for me? You seem to know Morgana, so I can understand why you'd want to be fighting for her. But me? I had a part in putting her in that tower. You have every reason to hate me. So why would you want to help me?
If this was all it took for me to hate someone, I would curse every last man and woman in the world. I bear no animosity for you, and even if I did, you've committed to take action.
That doesn't explain why you were so concerned about us. It almost seemed like you actually cared about me and Nellie. But we're complete strangers. We just met today.
Because some part of me couldn't think of you as strangers anymore.
Huh? That's right. When he came by this afternoon to talk, he didn't feel like a stranger to me either. It was weird, like he'd known me my whole life. So I made him into my second brother.
Your second brother? You're no more than welcome to change the order, Nellie. Make him number 2 and me number 1.
I wish I could join in and be big sister number 1. I'll have to think about it. After all, you might be number 1 material.
Whoa, why is this even up for consideration?
I'm just kidding, dearest Mel.
I'm still kind of confused. But anyway, I'm glad someone like you showed up. I've actually been praying every night for God to send somebody who can get me out of this. I really am useless all on my own, constantly looking for someone to help me, unable to do anything by myself. And trust me, I realize how pathetic that is. Now you must have had a pretty good life to be able to be so proactive in the face of adversity. I bet you had everyone's respect, helped people in need, had plenty of friends who had your back, and weren't tossed out by your family like I was. You must have been incredibly blessed. I'm jealous, really. Well, yeah. Just keep on driving the knife into me over and over again. Thank you.
Sorry, that came out of nowhere, I know. Well, I should be going. See you tomorrow. Good night, Michael, brother number 2.
Good night.
Michael, he wasn't trying to be...
Yes, I know. I just thought it was rather funny. I'm not taking a stand because I've been blessed, but because I've got nothing left to lose. I fight for Morgana because I understand what it's like to be tortured day after day. Having experienced the loss of my siblings, I didn't want the 2 of them to go through the same thing. If anything, it's those 2 who've lost the most that are most likely to take action. It's those who've lost the most that are most likely to take action.
I'm not sure if you realize it or not, Michael. But you've gotten to be a great deal more expressive since arriving in this era. I can't see your face, but I can hear it in your voice, and I can feel it in your presence. So I'm sure it's showing there too. Making all sorts of faces I've never seen before. Some of the things you've lost, you seem to be getting back. So you can't say you've got nothing left to lose anymore. promise me you'll let me see all these new faces for myself someday. I will. I promise. If we can manage to destroy the mansion, that should release you from its darkness and allow us to see each other once again. I trust you. I have faith we can do this. Wait, but with the mansion's destruction, both our souls should be returned to their rightful places, which would mean erased from existence. Giselle? What? I just thought I sensed you grimacing. Wow, you felt that? What's the matter? Sorry, I didn't want to bring down the mood. It's just, well, and I know this is asking for the moon, but I was just thinking it would be nice if you had a life you could go back to. If I did? Yeah, I mean, here you are, expressed as if you've ever been, walking around outside, being around other people, talking to them after all that time in the mansion, and without a life of your own to go back to. I'm sorry. After seeing you behind your door and learning how cruel and inhumane life was to you, I feel like the world could stand to do something good to make up for it. It's done all the good it needs to. I have someone who cares enough to lament my fate. What else could I ask for? Michael. Thank you, Giselle. You're not the only one who's asking for the moon either. I wish I could have a life with you as the person I am now. And for that, knowing I have no future, feels worse now than ever before. Alright, that's enough moping around for one night. We should start planning for tomorrow. Things are definitely looking up. It only took one day to get Mel on our side, so let's keep it up and win over the other two. I would certainly like to, yes. Psh! Where did all that confidence go? The other two won't be nearly as easy to convince as Mel. I'm not even sure if we'll be able to talk them into helping. We do have a pretty good idea who the swordsman in this for, though. The nun. So maybe we can get to him through her, like we did today with Nellie and Mel. Maybe. Alright, then we'll start by approaching her tomorrow. Sounds like a plan. The Lord, though. Him I'm not so sure about. I'm assuming he's from behind the third door, but we didn't run into anyone who he was close with today. And in Morgana's telling of the events of the Harvest Festival, she only mentioned 5 people. Let's see. The Lord, the swordsman, Mel, Nellie, and the nun. There's one person unaccounted for. We just haven't run into them yet, that's all. If he's the man from the third door, I can't imagine she won't be here, too. Who's losing their confidence now? In any event, tomorrow we talk to the nun. I only hope it goes as well as it did today. You've got me. You don't have anything to worry about. Or, all things considered, you might not even need me. No, I wouldn't say that. You handled Mel pretty amazingly, though. I'm not gonna lie, my heart was pounding the whole time. I was afraid you were gonna slip up and say something boneheaded. But you managed to keep it together, and I didn't have to come to the rescue. I could make a book of quotes out of your performance today. Oh, for the love of God, please don't. So I'm not concerned at all. Say whatever you think is the right thing to say. I'm more than happy to sit back and watch. The more you pile on the expectations, the more afraid it makes me that I'm going to trip up. Besides, I don't think I could have done any of that without you. Why not? Well, my life was hardly as pride-worthy as Mel seemed to think, so I didn't really feel like I had any right to talk to him like that. But knowing you were there urging me on was what allowed me to act without hesitation. Oh my, okay, you two, get a fucking room, Jesus Christ. How long are we gonna sit here and flirt? So, thank you. No thanks necessary. But if you say so, then you're more than welcome. I'm glad I could be of assistance, if just a little. That you were. Now, let's keep this momentum up tomorrow. It's getting a bit late, though, so you should probably get some sleep. What is it? I kind of don't want to sleep. What? Why not? For somewhat childish reasons. Oh, you said you won't be able to hear my voice? Are you lonely, you poor, poor dear? I am. What? That's the last thing I expected you to admit to. Okay, well, do you want to stay up and talk for a little longer then? Not too long, though. You need to rest up for tomorrow. And who knows, maybe I'll show up in your dreams if you wish hard enough.
Yeah, keep flirting.
The fact that I'm even able to talk with Giselle right now is a miracle and a blessing. So it is avarice for me to yearn for more, knowing I've already been granted such a great bounty. I want to see her face as much as she wants to see mine. She's infinitely more expressive than me, and I want a good long look at all those many expressions up close. I want more than her voice. I want her whole body. I want to feel her warmth. In this era, I have all 5 of my senses in full working order, as I did when I was alive. Giselle, though, she doesn't. She remains dead. As lively as she may be now, that's one thing she did not get back. I truly wish she could have been here too. She would have certainly found more joy in her renewed life than me. And she certainly belongs under the sun far more than I do. But she, rather than me, was the one left behind in that realm of darkness, a fact that frustrates me immensely. In life, I would have considered her remark about seeing her in my dreams silly and saccharine. But now, I very much hope it happens. Please don't do a dream sequence. Please don't do a dream sequence.
3 days until her death. Alright. 2 days until her death. Alright. Things are getting serious. Stakes are high. Stakes are high.
Wake up. Come on. Wake up, please. Come on, up with you.
Who's this? I figured as well.
Oh, thank goodness. You were out so good I was scared you might be dead for a minute. Good morning. How are you feeling? Huh? Why are you looking at me like I just kicked your cat?
It's incredible how much more pleasant it is to be woken up by a woman than a boy. Alright, Michael, calm down here, buddy.
That's the things I get for waking you up. Or did I interrupt a nice dream? I did, didn't I? And it was a dirty dream too, I bet. You definitely seem like a mind-in-the-gutter kind of guy.
I will murder you.
Whoa, let's not be hasty now. You said you were going to help me out. That doesn't sound very helpful.
The worst part is how similar his wake-up call was to Giselle's. I'm just kidding. And you know, I can get up on my own.
Fair enough, I guess. Though put yourself in my shoes for a sec. I came in here and you were still as a corpse. It startled me enough that I took your pulse.
He touched me while I was sleeping. Oh God, Michael, why do you have to make you really do have your mind in the gutter?
It was faint, but it was there.
That's wonderful news.
They're handing out breakfast in the dining hall. You can go get a plate yourself if you want. It's just some bread and wine, though.
Dining hall?
It's quite the crowd. All the people are here helping with the festival prep, so you should probably hurry if you want to get some.
Hold on, I need a minute. My mind's still waking up. First off, I thought you said the church wasn't offering boarding at the moment. So why a dining hall?
Right. It's not, but they do still offer breakfast. For free, of course.
I see. Now, what do you mean by festival prep?
As I mentioned yesterday, the Heart of the Harvest Festival is here at the church, but it's a citywide event. There are all sorts of supplies that need to be purchased, decorations made and put up, that sort of thing, so we've got volunteers from the city here to help.
I see.
I believe today they're supposed to be putting up decorations outside the chapel, so the courtyard should be a bustle.
The courtyard?
Yeah. Less court, more yard, really. We've passed through it on our way here yesterday.
Oh, right. I think I know what you're referring to.
So, as long as I'm here, I don't have much of a choice but to help with prep. I'd honestly rather set Morgana free right now, but the other two are bound to find out if either of us do anything too conspicuous. So for now, I should stick to my routine, at least so people can see me. That would be the smart thing to do. Yeah. Anyway, let me know what you're planning on. Let me know when you're planning on doing anything. If there's anything I can do to help, I will. I'll let you know. Okay, well, I should get going. See you later, I guess. Mel, do you know where I could find the nun? Huh? She should be in the dining hall. Thank you. And the other two men? The Lord and his bodyguard? They're only around early mornings and nights, so I doubt either of them are here right now. Why only them? That's when we go up into the tower. Though, even if they were on the property, you wouldn't be able to just walk up and talk to them. Especially not the Lord. Also, I don't keep track of where they go of what they do. Sorry. I don't really want to know what they're up to. So I've kept my distance. Understandable. Thank you anyway. See you later. He's holding it together fairly well, all things considered. Finally resolving to do something about Morgana took a big weight off his shoulders, I guess. Oh, Giselle. Good morning, Michael. Morning. It's a bit soon to be feeling relieved, I think. There's still work to be done before Mel can face Morgana. That first step is the big one, though. At least for him. I suppose. Anyway, it sounds like the Lord's going to be difficult to make contact with, which is what I was afraid of. Our only opportunities are when he's here to feed Morgana. Mel did say he didn't keep close tabs on the two of them, so there might be more than just that. First priority is getting you fed, though. So after the dining hall we go. Out of curiosity, did you sleep at all? I haven't been sleepy once since I became the maid. But I'm used to it, so don't worry about me. You said you see what I'm seeing there in the darkness, didn't you? That's what it looks like, at least. Which means, when my eyes are closed, she has no light at all. Maybe I shouldn't have gone to sleep after all. I know what you're thinking, Michael. I know you're wrong. You need your sleep. You won't have the energy to do anything if you don't keep yourself well rested and nourished. You're right. We should get going. To the dining hall. I make my way through the halls to the room with the fireplace, the area I used as a living room, and the area currently serving as a dining hall. Sitting in the center of the room is a long table, lined with bread and wine. Standing behind the table and handing out food to the long line of the people is the nun. I switched that up. This being a church, no one's speaking especially loudly, but there's still an indistinct buzz hanging in the air as dozens of people whisper back and forth. The majority of people in the room look poor, like they genuinely need the assistance, but there are a handful of those who look more than well off. That's a lot more people than I was expecting. They don't turn anyone away, which, as I recall from Morgana's account, nearly drained the church of everything it had once. They don't seem to be one for supplies at the moment, though. I assume that's thanks to the Lord's patronage. Most likely, yes. In any event, I doubt we're getting anywhere near her in the mornings. She looks like she's got her hands full. That doesn't change the fact that we need to speak with her. I'm gonna try to squeeze past the crowd. Well, Michael, wait a sec.
Hey now! No cutting in line, young man! We've been waiting since dawn!
Please let me through. I have business with the nun.
I ain't letting you through just 'cause you told me to.
This is important.
No more important than any of our business. Our lives depend on this food. So get your tail to the back of the line.
Here we go. What seems to be the trouble? Could I ask for a moment of your time? I need to speak with you. Well, as you can see, I'm a bit occupied. I won't take much of your time, I promise. But it's very important you...
Give it a rest already, young man. Can't you see she ain't interested? Give me a hand getting this guy out of here, fellas.
Wait. Just don't get rough, okay?
Of course, our sanctus. Pick it up, young man. You need some time to cool off. Stop! Watch the hair! That went about as well as you could have expected.
That went extraordinarily well. You know, Michael, sometimes I can't decide whether you're calculated or reckless. And now I realize I never got that bread. We should wait and try to talk to the nun when she's not so busy. She has to have some free time during the day.
You're right.
What do you say we take a look around the mansion while we're waiting? Who knows? Maybe we'll run into someone else.
All right.
Don't let it get to you.
As Mel had said it would be, the mansion was packed compared to yesterday, and most everyone I saw appeared to be excited for the upcoming Harvest Festival. A number of them even greeted me as we passed in the halls. They were so nonchalant about it, I wasn't quite sure how to react. I was amazed that anyone, let alone multiple people, would treat me so normally, considered how far from normal I looked. There were a few surprised looks, of course, but no one called me a demon or an angel based solely on my appearance. Perhaps they were just used to seeing people of all different colors around the city, so they had an easier time accepting the way I looked. No matter what the reason, though, it was quite nice being treated normal. After meandering through the mansion for a while, I made my way to the chapel. Despite knowing I had no way to the tower, part of me still wants to be near it, so I head around to the back side of the podium where the stained glass window towers over me. It's the same as I remember.
I've always loved this window. It makes me feel like I've got an angel watching over me.
Had I been given a different name, maybe I would feel the same. That said, I don't dislike it as much as I used to.
I'm glad to hear it.
Off to the side at the very back of the room is the door leading to the observation tower. It's chained shut, though that's no surprise. The lock is the same one I saw back in the mansion, but the chains are just regular chains. They're not glowing with that awful black light.
If only I had an axe, then we could just chop the door right down.
I don't think an axe would help. If it were wood, maybe, but this is metal, and rather heavy at that.
You never know. Hit it enough and anything will break eventually.
We'd be in chains ourselves long before we made it through this door.
What are you doing here? Ah!
Oh, okay, I was thinking of Gambles and saying that was the nun. Very muchly not the nun.
It's him.
I was under the impression you and the Lord were only around mornings and nights. And why would you know that? Oops. Who are you?
He's getting suspicious, Michael.
I'll take care of it. I'm a friend of Mel's. A friend of his? Does that surprise you? Never once have I seen a friend of his before. He has plenty of friends, I'm sure. No one has had any opportunity to pay him a visit, that's all. Never mind the boy's social dealings. Was he the one who told you about my schedule? That I work for the Lord? I've got to be careful about what I say here, or he's going to start getting suspicious of Mel. I asked him. Asked him what? I heard some talk around town saying the Lord was seen coming in and out of this estate on more than one occasion. Naturally, that caught my attention. A lowly peasant like myself almost never has the opportunity to cross paths with the Lord. So, hearing he was a regular here, I was hoping to have the honor of catching a glimpse of him. When I asked Mel about the Lord, he mentioned he had a bodyguard, which got me wondering, what kind of person would someone so distinguished entrust his life to? Dig around too much and you're liable to end up in the ground yourself. So he told you I was the Lord's bodyguard. Was he not supposed to for some reason? No. It's true I am his bodyguard. The question is, how did you know it was me? It wasn't difficult. You do rather stand out from the crowd. From Mel's description, I was able to recognize you almost immediately. He is foreign. Keep that in mind. If our roles were reversed, you would have similarly little trouble identifying me from a short description. The only thing distinct about me is my race. Where do you come from, if I may ask? Beyond the Silk Road. From the east, then? What country? Is that any of your concern? No, I'm just curious. Why is your hair white? Why are your eyes red? They're naturally that color. Is that so?
nature can be quite the ball and chain.
Damn.
Is it just me? Is it just me, or does it sound like he's sympathizing with you?
It's hard to say. Honestly, I'm still having trouble reading him.
Either way, it sounds like he bought your explanation.
So it does, which is a relief. Now, what business do you have with this door? The door was not my objective. I came to look at the stained glass window. I happened to notice a door with an unusual lock off to the side, so I got curious and went to look at it up close. The area behind the pulpit is off limits. I was unaware. Maybe I'll have to put ropes up then. Why is it off limits, though? Is that any of your concern? No, but the way you're talking about it has piqued my curiosity. Do you not know how to keep your nose out of places it doesn't belong? Get out of here, and don't come back. As you wish. Hold on.
Yes?
Your name?
Michael.
Michael. Almost the same as the angel there. That would be because I was named after him.
I see.
What an unfortunate name. I despise angels. May I ask what yours is? I have no name. You don't have... What do you... No, never mind. Farewell.
Oh wow, that was scary. He does not want anyone getting near that door, huh? I thought he was gonna pull his sword on you.
I wonder, would I die if he tried to kill me?
There aren't many people who could get away from a blade like that, especially in his hands, unharmed.
You're probably right. Having already died once, the idea of doing so again feels wrong somehow.
You managed to talk him down, though. I'm surprised. You're quite an accomplished liar, Michael.
Is that so?
It's hard to believe that was the same awkward, stuttering Michael I know and love.
Am I really that much of a bumbling fool normally?
I wonder what he was doing back there, though. It's well past dawn.
Standing watch, presumably. With as many people as there are roaming about, he's probably worried about people like me getting near the door. I doubt he plans on spending much time anywhere else if the festival's over.
And with him on guard, we've got pretty much no access to the door. I'm sure we can talk him over to our side. Oh wait, I sure hope we can talk him over to our side.
Mel was never an enthusiastic accomplice. His guilt is what allowed us to win him over and get him to confess to anything. On the other hand, he's not likely to be so forthcoming.
It all depends on how deep his ties to the nun are. Presumably she's the reason he's involved.
That's sad. We managed to communicate well enough.
Are you still sore that I called you awkward?
No, I don't mean me. I mean him.
What? Oh.
He was far from rational and coherent when he was living with you in the mansion.
You're right. He does seem like a completely different person here. Losing his memory in the shipwreck was probably what triggered his transformation into the beast. So I guess this must have been what he was like before that.
What he carries inside him is no different than it was then. He's simply able to hold himself in equilibrium now. He's keeping a balance between his rational human side and his violent beast side.
He does somewhat remind me of Bestia during his short period of calm.
That, or the glimpse we got of him on the ship while he was still a merchant. I would say that's probably closer to the man here now.
Huh? The ship?
You were the one who showed me the memory.
What? I have no recollection of that. Oh yeah, you also mentioned seeing another woman's memories behind the second door, didn't you? From outside the mansion.
You didn't see them, though, as I recall.
All I'm aware of is what took place inside the mansion, as well as whatever Morgana felt like telling me.
Resignation.
What?
Nothing. Morgana mentioned something about me resonating. I don't know why I would be capable of such a thing, but because of what it allowed me to see, it's all but impossible for me to ignore the plight of these people. Anyway,
The point is, however rational he may appear, you mustn't forget that it's not the whole picture. He's as much a killer in this life as he was in the next. He's a man of many faces. The gentleman he was around his lover, the brutal, merciless man he was on the ship, and the beast that lurks beneath it all. Everyone acts differently depending on who they're around, but there's something unsettling about how he does it. I do wonder what he meant when he said he had no name. As I recall, he was from somewhere far, far away in the second door, and he looks Asian here too, so maybe he's from the same country. He said he crossed the Silk Road, so the eastern end of the continent, presumably. I wonder if he has the same name or not. It was an unusual name. Oh, what was it? Ukulele? No, that wasn't it. It was eucalyptus, I believe. I get the feeling we're both wrong, and that I'm farther off than her. It's not the kind of name we're used to hearing or saying. Hopefully we'll be able to get it out of him. Hopefully. But for the time being, we should go looking for the nun. I know that we learned it, but honestly, I forgot it too. I don't know. It was probably like Yukishiro, something like that. I imagine she doesn't have her hands quite as full by now. Probably not. To the courtyard we go then. Wow, the crowd just keeps on growing. Are they all helping with the decoration? It would seem so. Preparation for the festival is in full force. Ah, I found the nun. She's over there. She's got a bunch of people around her, though. What should we do? I'll force my way through. How about plan B this time? Yeah, forcing your way through did not work so well. Michael! I'm gonna guess this is Nellie. Are you alright, Michael? You went down pretty hard. Yep. Oh, you're such a weakling, dearest Michael. I don't weigh that much. Not enough to knock you over jumping on your back. You gave me no time to brace myself. Pish posh. My Mel would have no problem catching me, and then he would have spun me around like a princess at a ball. Unreasonable doesn't even begin to describe your expectations. Are you sure you should be running into people around? Are you sure you should be running around like that? I thought you were in rather poor health. Amazingly, I'm actually feeling pretty good. I haven't even had any medicine today. Maybe because I cleared things up with Mel yesterday. I cried my eyes out last night, but I feel better now. I'm glad to hear it. They do say health is as much mental as it is physical, so you might keep getting better if you stay positive. Just don't push yourself. Why, thank you for your concern, my dearest Michael. She's taken quite a liking to you. How do you like that? It's nice, isn't it? I'm more not sure how to react. Oh, just go along with it. You know you want to. Ah, I wish I could be there too. I want to pat that sweet little head of hers. What do you think she is? A cat? Now that she's opened up, though, I will admit she is rather sweet. Oh, there you are, Nellie. Don't run off like that. You scared me. It's not my fault you lost track of me, dearest Mel. I'll try to keep a better eye on you. So you came to check out the courtyard, Michael? You know, you really stand out from the crowd. You're so pale I could tell it was you from off in the distance. I'm well aware of how conspicuous I am. But everyone's acting so unconcerned, it's honestly kind of disconcerting. I can't say people don't think you look unusual, but no one's afraid of you or anything. It's not easy looking different from everyone else, is it? It comes with its disadvantages, yes. And she would have had to deal with the same thing. That's another thing I regret. I wish I could have treated her more like a regular person. I guess I just wasn't mature enough to accept her. You spent much of your life in a very sheltered environment, so it was only human that you would have difficulty accepting something that didn't fit within your view of the world. That doesn't make you a bad person. Regardless, you did treat her like a regular person. That's the reason she accepted your invitations to go on walks. I guess. Question. You know what she looks like, right?
I do.
What did you think the first time you saw it? I know it's not the most tactful question, but
I thought nothing of it. I simply saw her as a person, as a girl.
I see. Well, what do you know? It looks like I am a bad guy. And you're a right saint.
No, I've simply seen much worse.
You know, you kind of remind me of her.
I do?
I mean, you're much more personable than her, but... Oh, what's the word? It's not just the way you look, but there's something a little different than everyone else about you. Like an aura or something, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm sorry if I offended you. I wasn't trying to insult you or anything, but I mean, like yesterday, you were talking like a prophet. I'm almost beginning to think that maybe you really did see a vision of God. Enough with all the grown-up talk already. You lost me ages ago. Yeah, sorry. Who cares if Michael's a saint or a prophet or the archangel himself? Michael's my second brother. Besides, he doesn't look all that weird to me. The saintess is probably just an ordinary girl too. I'm big enough now that I won't think badly of her no matter what she looks like. You are, yeah. And when she's feeling better again, maybe we can get together and bake something. And that would be lots of fun. She'll forgive you, I'm sure of it. You know, maybe we shouldn't talk about this so loudly. I wouldn't want anyone to overhear us. Oh, right, sorry. But everyone's so busy prepping for the festival, I'm sure we're fine. Better safe than sorry, though. As you say, dearest Mel. So, Michael, are you here to help with the prep?
No, I was hoping I could find some time to talk with the nun.
With all the people coming and going, she's gonna have her hands full until the festival starts.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Is it that important you talk with her?
She may be able to give us information that could assist in acquiring the second key.
The second key? You're not saying she's involved too, are you?
By my estimation, she doesn't know anything. She is, however, very much connected to the swordsman. Much like you acted to help your sister, I believe the nun is his driving force.
Are you serious? I find that hard to believe. I mean, she's such a loving, charitable woman. And he's, well, a savage brute. A murderer.
It has to be her, though. Have you ever seen the two of them acting particularly close?
Never. She's kind to everyone. I've seen them talking once or twice, sure, but she wasn't acting any differently than when she does around anyone else. It certainly didn't seem like they had anything going on. Maybe they're hiding it. Surely there's something between them.
I would certainly presume so. Well, we know that there is, because we had a little cutscene where we know that it was the nun talking to someone else about, you know, running away and yada yada yada. Excuse me. And getting married and, you know, that kind of stuff. But she was like, oh no, but I can't do that. I am a nun after all. So it has to be the nun, the swordsman. It only makes sense. But of course, this game likes to throw twists and turns at you, so maybe it's not the nun.
Nuns aren't allowed to be romantically involved, so they could be having secret trysts. A forbidden romance. How exciting! So you need to talk with her then, Michael. Leave it to me.
You can do it.
Well, right now she's showing people how to make the decorations, weaving straw into crowns and flowers and other things. I know how to make them too, so I can take her place teaching for a little.
I appreciate it, but if anyone should be offering to help, it's me.
There's a bunch of them already done, like over there hanging off the tree branches. Can you make those?
They're very intricately designed.
You'd have to be really good to make those, and let alone teach other people how. You should take her up on her offer.
You're right. Your assistance would be greatly appreciated.
You got it. I'll let her know that you want to talk, so just hold tight. And you, dearest Mel, are coming with me. You get to help make decorations.
I'm no good at this stuff, though.
Nope, I said you're coming and that's all there is to it. With me as your teacher, you'll be a pro in no time. Yeah, alright, you win. Let's go. Nelly seems to be in good shape, and it doesn't look like last night caused any problems for them. I'm relieved.
Hopefully, they can continue down this path.
They'll be fine, I'm sure.
I pray that they will be. Now, we should have a little time before the nun's available to talk, so I would really like to find some shade.
Is it pretty bright out today?
I thought you could see through my eyes.
I can, yes. I can see what's going on, just not as clearly as you. Not well enough to tell how strong the sun is, for example.
I see.
Are you alright?
I'm fine. I say, but the back of my eyes are starting to hurt. 2 days now with hardly a cloud in sight. Something tells me Giselle might not be telling the whole truth. Just a thought. But it looks like we'll finally be able to talk to the nun.
There you are.
Oh, did I give her an accent? Probably.
I hope I didn't keep you waiting too long.
No worries. I apologize for pulling you away from your duties at such a busy time.
After that little surprise this morning, I figured you must really have something you want to say.
I do. Something very important. And if possible, I'd like to discuss it with you somewhere more private.
Let me guess. You're going to propose to me. Now, you should know better than that. I'm a servant of God the Father. He's the only companion I'm permitted to have.
No, I just wanted to...
I know, I'm kidding. I just wanted to tease you a bit. I can't be away for very long though, alright?
I'll do my best to keep it short.
Okay, let's head inside and find a room then.
After you.
God damn, she's hot.
May I ask you something, Giselle?
What? Yes, what is it?
Is there something about me that makes people want to tease me?
No, not at all. What would ever give you that idea?
If you say so. He doesn't even realize it. And that's exactly why he's so vulnerable. Alright.
Damn, she is fine. Alright, you have my undivided attention. Make yourself comfortable and speak whenever you're ready. I'm here to help those in need. My ears are at your service. The good, the bad, the ugly. Tell me anything and everything.
You're a nun. You should probably be a little more particular with your conversation topics.
What's wrong?
Nothing. I actually wanted to talk about you rather than myself.
About me?
You, or the people you associate with, I suppose. Are you acquaintances with that Asian swordsman?
The Lord's bodyguard? I mean, I know of him, but I can't say I know terribly much about him. Well,
I was under the impression you were quite intimate with him.
Did someone tell you we were?
No, that was just the feeling I had.
Remember, I am a nun, but if you think you saw, you were probably imagining. I'm not allowed to give any man special treatment, let alone be intimate with one.
There's something between you, though.
What do you mean, something between us? Maybe you should try telling her what we know. Maybe you should try telling her what we know about him there. His primary motivation is to keep our church running, after all.
Is he not here to keep this church, your church, in operation?
Is he... What? Did he tell you he was?
He did.
Oh, really? That's a little... No, that's quite surprising. I hardly ever see him talking to anyone. Are you friends with him?
Perhaps acquaintances would be a better word.
Well, he seems to be a nice enough fellow.
Are you really not close with him at all?
No. So if he told you he was trying to protect this church, it would have to be out of a sense of gratitude, nothing more. Gratitude for... A while back, he was in a pretty bad place in life, and I gave him some food. That was when I wasn't all the way out here, but at church in the city. There were no other nuns there too, as I recall. Right. We also served as an orphanage, so it was us and a ton of children. I've since fallen out of touch with him, though. But as servants of God, it's our responsibility to offer assistance to those in need, which is exactly what I did for him. No special treatment. I just did the right thing. So whatever you think you saw between us, there's nothing there.
You're Pauline, though, aren't you?
No, my name is Marie.
Marie? How can that be? How could she not be her?
Marie? That sounds a lot like a name we heard behind the third door. But I don't think they're the same person.
I concur. There's no guarantee everyone's name has to be the same. Mel's and Nellie's were, which just made us think they all would be.
That's true.
And on the subject of assumptions, it's possible her connection to the swordsman is also a flawed one. Because again, all we have to go on is Mel and Nellie. Although in Morgana's story, I'm pretty sure he had said something along the lines of what he did to keep her church running. Was he not referring to this woman?
I should get back to the courtyard then. Nellie won't be able to handle everything on her own. It would be great if you came to help with the preparations too.
1 second. There's absolutely nothing going on between you.
Why can't you just accept the answer I've given you? I don't like being so blunt, but you're really overstepping your bounds. I said there's nothing, and there's nothing.
What do I say? If she leaves now, it won't be easy getting another chance to talk to her. Will I be able to get him to tell me the story without having her on my side, though? Will I be able to get his key?
Maybe you could try talking to him with Mel there. The two of you could convince him to give up his key.
When I encountered his shadow in the mansion, he told me that if I had mentioned the key to him in the past, he would have cut my head from my shoulders on the spot.
Then, should we try to find the Lord first instead?
I think I'll try to shake her up. Take a leap of faith on there being something between them.
Happy now. I should really get going.
Hold on, just one last thing. She's really annoyed now. Look at her.
Yes.
Would it be possible for you to grant me access to the observation tower?
The tower? Why?
Because the Lord and his bodyguard are keeping someone imprisoned at the top of it.
What?
They've locked up a girl with miracle blood.
It's not very appropriate to joke about things like that.
I'm not joking. The medicine you're handing out, that's real human blood.
What proof do you have?
I have someone else who can corroborate my story.
And what proof do you have that they're telling the truth?
When you hear what he has to say, you'll know. But the greatest proof is his key.
Sorry, but there's no way I can believe someone's been imprisoned here. Your claims are an affront not only to the good people who give their time, money, and hard work for the church, but to God himself.
Open the door and you can see for yourself.
I can't. I don't have the keys.
Does that not seem the slightest bit unusual to you? Does it not make you think that they might be hiding something?
No, because I know what's being kept in that tower.
You know?
The observation tower is the Lord's personal property. He stores his money and valuables there because the church is less likely to be broken into than his manor.
His money?
Even thieves fear God. So you can understand why he'd want to keep his property here.
Does that actually make sense, though? If he's so afraid of thieves, surely he can afford to hire guards.
He doesn't like keeping guards around.
Why not?
Haven't you heard? There have been several failed assassination attempts. The Lord is not a bad man. He can just be rather aggressive in his work, which has a tendency to make him man enemies. Some of whom want to see him dead, and keeping his wealth at hand only increases that risk. Now, are you satisfied?
Insist all you like, but he's not keeping money in the tower. He's got a
Are you after the Lord's wealth? Is that what this is about? What? Again, I don't like being so blunt, but who do you think I'm more likely to believe? The Lord who's been supporting me in this church, or you who showed up out of nowhere demanding me to open the door?
I'm telling the truth. There's a dying girl in that tower.
I'm sorry. I don't want to have to do this, but if you keep this up, I'm going to have to call the guards. I really must be going now.
The swordsman, he helped imprison the girl in the tower so he could get the money necessary to keep your church up and running. With your help, we could stop this.
Take some time to cool off. Would it have killed her to be a little more open-minded? I really hope she considers the possibility we're telling the truth, even just a little bit.
Is she so defensive because she trusts the Lord that much? Or is her trust in the swordsman? Or maybe it's simply because she doesn't trust me. Excuse me. I think I'll head back to the courtyard. I need some time to consider our next move.
That's a good idea. And there might be something Mel and Ellie can do to help too.
Perhaps. With none denying any involvement with the swordsman and him being so inscrutable, I find myself at a complete loss as to how to go about crossing the wall standing in the way of getting the truth out of him. My mind brings me back to the events of the second door, the most savage of the three tragedies. The things he did that were undeniably inhuman, which makes me wonder if his perspective on these events would have any influence on Morgana's perception of him. If at all, a positive influence seems the less likely. Was he a man, or was he beast? If nothing else, he wanted to be a human in the beginning. What was it that he truly desired? If he hadn't been under Morgana's curse, would he have wanted to be the same killer he was? We're gonna go ahead and stop it right there, actually. Alright, go ahead and save. Bam! Alright, and we're gonna go home back to the entrance. I'm gonna go on back to the entrance. Okay. So, a couple of interesting things happening here. So, it seems that possibly the nun and the swordsman are not connected. Or at the very least, they're not as intimately connected as we might have initially thought. But what we objectively know is that there was a scene in which the nun was talking to a man. And they clearly had some kind of relationship going on. So, but the thing is, it may not have been with the swordsman in particular. It could have been with somebody else. Or, again, maybe Michael's right, and it's just that she doesn't trust him enough to admit that she's having a relationship with the swordsman. Which is entirely possible, of course, because, I mean, right, if you're a nun and you're having a secret relationship and somebody comes up and is like, hey, are you having a relationship with that guy? Of course you're not going to be like, oh, well, you caught me, teehee, right? So that could be the case, but it's kind of tempting me to lean more towards the opposite. Because keep in mind, in the retelling of the Beast's story, well, I mean, what is it? Because he lost his memories and then became the Beast. But then at the same time, even before he had lost his memories, he was still fucking crazy, right? So maybe that's something to even bring into question how much he actually cared about the nun or Pauline, right? Because that's what her name was. And then also keep in mind that he ended up being the one to kill Pauline. So it's interesting. It's very, very interesting. I'm I'm kind of like trying to piece together where this could possibly be going. So obviously, again, there's the route that they do have a connection. The nun is just denying it. They could be the route that maybe they had a connection, but now there's not actually anything going on between them, and there's something going on with her and somebody else. Maybe they just straight up have no connection, but I don't know. It could also just be possible that he had ulterior motives in keeping her church running. So maybe he wasn't doing it for her, but he was doing it with some kind of ulterior motive in mind. Dang, this one's got me kind of stumped here. I mean, obviously she could be having a thing going on with the Lord. That's possible. God, I don't know. But at any rate, with her, her mentioning of the assassination attempts on the Lord kind of bring me back around to the blonde-haired maid that was the one that ended up trying to kill Jacopo. So I'm thinking that she's that missing sixth person that kind of ties everyone together. So obviously, we'll see how it ends up. Excuse me. We'll see how it ends up. We'll see how everything plays out. But, oh man, this game really does a fantastic job at just keeping you on edge and keeping you thinking. You never know what's next move. Anyways, that's going to be it for me for this time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like on the video and tell me in the comment section below what you'd like to see me play next. If you enjoyed this video or any other videos and series on my channel, then I highly recommend that you hit the subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you can be notified when a new one of these videos comes out. Anyways, that's it from me, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.